This is a special Boutique Fashion Week edition podcast coming to you, not live. This is partially live right now.
Somewhat live.
Gotcha. Somewhat live. You know, I had people hit the DMs too wanting to come. Really? But I was like, I don't know how much we want to give away until we actually get a chance to. Because some of us, this is the first time we met.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? What if me and Bird just started boxing? And I'm an average sized person. You know what I'm saying? And we an average size. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if me and Fresh?
Average size.
What if I just want to wear shades?
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
We need to open up a poll to the people in the comment section. Right. Yes. What do you consider to be an average size
human
black gentleman in America?
In a 10, 15 pound range.
No, the range is 50 pounds. That's the
50 pound range.
That's not
the
50
range.
pounds is not a range. That's
yes,
a whole.
It is. What are you talking about?
50 pounds is a small child.
That's yes, that's the range. Don't y'all?
It's a
I mean,
big dog. It's a large dog.
Man, but anyway, sorry to derail the opening of this. This your boy LP from the Creators Guild. A lot of y'all may know me from either the Poor Horseman podcast or just being involved with producing podcasts in the city. So I'll go around the table. Maybe Fresh, I'll start with you. And first, introduce you all to Boutique Fashion Week and what's about to happen here in about a month from now. But also just give you some details behind the individuals who are behind the scene on the process. So maybe I could start with you, good sir.
Oh, yeah. HTX Fresh. Of course, when you see me, just call me Fresh. I provide the vibes, basically, you know, around the city and abroad. But as far as the Fashion Week, man, I'm creating the scene. I'm creating the vibes that they walk into and that you feeling when you come in. So
it's all tuned in, Fresh.
you know, it's a movement right off top.
All
right. Frank Mill, creative director of Boutique Fashion Week. Born in Killeen, Texas. Just honestly, shout out to the guild and keep it a buck. Like, we've been going back and forth, traveling back and forth, and y'all been keeping it 100 miles and miles away. So that's all I really got right now. I'm looking forward to the conversation, though, for sure.
Yo, okay. Hey, man, they call me Bird the Bank. What can I say? I do a lot, man. I am a art curator, event planner, creative marketing agent here in Houston, man. I have a really dope art show that I do called the All Access Art Show. It's been taking the city by storm, man. It's for emerging creatives trying to showcase, network, sell, all in one atmosphere. You know, so I'm kind of like the liaison between the people and the galleries, and I'm just trying to bridge the gap, man, and create a creative community for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's been taking off. I can't wait to work with Fashion Week, see what y'all got going on. I'm around a dope group of gentlemen, man, so I'm just trying to build.
And my upcoming boxing match. So we already established, since I'm average, me and Bird, we signed the contract before this podcast started.
Right.
We lightweights. So that's what y'all need to understand. We lightweights. So, all right.
I'm going to attend the fight, man. I don't know if y'all going to get past the weigh-in on the road.
No, the weigh-in's going to happen. Bro, I'm going to be in trunks, too. But go ahead. I'm going to make weight. Yes, 275, bro. What are you talking about? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Dapper Joe, born and raised Houston, Texas, 3rd Ward to be exact. Shout out to the Guild, Pretty Fly Society, Boutique, Fashion Week, Frank, Cuba.
Much love.
Squad.
I'm a creative, serial entrepreneur, own a few businesses, a men's grooming line, barbershop, and some more stuff. Just going to create with these brothers and vibe out with them, and we'll talk more about it as we.
Hey,
no doubt.
There it is. I am Morgan Freeman. I'm here to talk to you today about some Morgan Freeman type shit. I'm Angelo Diaz, man. I'm a actor, music artist, Pretty Fly Society founder and representative to the death. And me and Frank Mill, he's the creative director of Boutique Fashion Week. And Boutique Fashion Week is a touring fashion week. We started it back in 2019. We do it in partnership with Paul Mitchell the School, Gorham Brothers Hat Company. I see you in the cut. You hear me? For this Houston edition, we're working with a Loft Hotels, definitely working with the Guild. And that's what Fashion Week is all about. It's about coming to a local area and tapping in to the resources there, putting those resources on blast so people can see what that market is working with. And it's about disruption, you know what I mean? Diversity, inclusion. So we appreciate y'all, appreciate the opportunity to meet some real ones, some like-minded ones, and sit down and chop it up. So shout out to DJ Fresh, shout out to the All Access Art Showcase, man. Let's continue to build because we were some #1 stunners. All right, and we was talking before we started. Y'all was talking about how y'all got your own day in Houston. I overheard. Yeah, that's lit. Big ups on that.
No doubt.
Man.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We definitely
that's
gonna
black
get into
excellence
that.
right there.
But maybe we can start. We titled this the Dreamers, because we all know if we listen to Nipsey, and we all might be Nipsey fans, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You know what I'm saying? So Dreamers will be a part of that process because I don't think you could dream big enough. So maybe we could start the conversation is like, you got a day in Houston, so I want to go directly to you. Was that something being a dreamer, is that something you even imagined as you were starting your business, building, being an entrepreneur? And then we're going to go into the serial entrepreneur conversation because that kind of came out in some of our introduction also. So maybe we can start there. Just that process. How did that go?
Man, yeah, with the art show, I really didn't see it coming, man. Like, it's really a blessing in disguise. But I knew something was gonna come of all the hard work I'm putting in. Me and my partner Malik, man, we've been grinding, and J Can. J Can is a comedian, and he's touring right now. He just did the show at the Palm Springs with Deion Cole last night.
That's what's up.
So he's the MC and the entertainment part of our show. But when we started off, man, it was just the idea. We actually started something at this spot called the Hess Club, which is off Westheimer.
Yep.
Malik was working there for a little bit. He hit me up, said he had this idea. He knew I was into the arts, and I'm big in the community. So we got together, planned something out. We had a show. It was free for the first show. You know what I'm saying? But we had over 700 people show up to that first one.
Wow.
And it was crazy. And we went by storm. We had over 50 vendors. And it was crazy to see how we just used our minds to put something together. Fast forward, we did shows in different cities. And we just celebrated, September 16th will be our actual 5-year anniversary of the All Access Art Show. So with that said, we have All Access Weekend that we're rolling out. We've been doing a lot of stuff. We got into production and entertainment as well. So we have this studio session that we're doing on the 16th. The 17th, we have our big art show, which is at Bayou Place Ballroom downtown. And the 18th, we're teaming up with Exotic Pop, and we're doing a kids art show, giving back to the community at Finn Hall. So like I said, yeah, this day in the city provided by Mayor Sylvester Turner.
Yeah,
Thank you,
no
brother.
doubt.
Thank
Shout
you.
out, Mayor.
Shout out to the mayor,
Yeah, man, it came by storm, and we're just blessed to be here, bro.
Yeah, so dreaming about that, was this even anything you had conjured up? I know you said you like art. I know you thought that this was something you would want to do, but
I ain't gonna lie to you. No, I never thought this was gonna be the case.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know what I was gonna do or how I was gonna take it. I just know that I'm a creative. Always been that way, and I'm a grind. I'm a get it, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So I knew something was gonna come of it. Ultimately, I wanted a gallery, and I still do, and I'm gonna get that gallery. And that's the direction that I thought I was going into. But like I said, this is just another step to get me closer to my ultimate dream.
no doubt,
So,
no doubt.
What was that process like, bro, to go from, like, if you could speak on your first event, like you said, it was free, and you said you didn't really expect to go this route. So what was it like from when you conjured up this dream, or this dream came to you, or the idea came to you, versus the execution of it? Because we do events, and it should be bananas. You know what I'm saying?
So what I always say, man, a dream is just a dream until it's executed, right? So we can talk about it and say whatever all day, but until we actually put forth the plan and the execution, it's going to remain a dream. Facts. So we had to take the steps to get that done, bro. If that's from doing our homework on what other shows are out here already, getting in the streets, networking, doing the guerrilla marketing as far as the promotion, the flyers in the clubs, dapping up DJs, you know what I'm saying? And just putting everything together to make this showcase a hit. You know what I'm saying? We tapped in with multiple TV networks, newspapers, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we had to do the groundwork before we actually was able to execute the dream. Some people may look at it and be like, oh, I can do that too, but you really don't know. It was so many sleepless nights. Y'all brothers know. So many sleepless nights to where I'm just sitting on the computer just typing up stuff. I can't even think, man. I'm having to take breaks, this, and that. I got a whole family, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just blessed, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just blessed to be here, man.
For real.
No doubt, no doubt. Now we talked also. You had mentioned serial entrepreneurship. Well, to everyone around the table, I think we all would probably be considered in some form or fashion a serial entrepreneur. Even if you work a standard 9 to 5, I can imagine each one of us has tried to do something outside of that day-to-day income. So give us your idea. I mean, we talking about dreamers. You know, you got a lot of things going on. Bro, I be seeing you everywhere. Like, I'm still like everywhere. And my man be the cleanest. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I thought I was the only, I was about to use the N-word, but I ain't gonna do that on this establishment. If you want to hear me really be reckless,
I might.
I will tell you.
I might use that motherfucker a few times.
I thought I was the only brother who wore his top button everywhere I go.
Nah.
Then I saw a kinship with him. I said, man, we friends immediately. So kind of just tell us about your process, things you've been involved in, and what makes you a dreamer.
Okay, so I want to, if you don't mind, just address the serial entrepreneur piece. I really deeply believe in these 3 phrases, right? Like ownership. I think that we all out here on the ocean, right? So you need a ship of some kind. You're gonna be in a relationship, right? But if I was to be in any ship, I'd be in ownership right now.
Thanks.
I like that.
That's hard.
For real. Okay, yeah.
And just if y'all happen to hear this on another random podcast in the city, I made it up. But go ahead.
No. So I live by that ownership, own your ship, and then own your ship.
No doubt.
And then own your shit. So those I live by those 3 mantras. But serial entrepreneur was kind of thrust upon me because hustling was the way I had to survive. You know what I'm saying? Because life and responsibility, mom put me in the streets at 11. So I'm in 3rd Ward. Labor laws didn't let you get a job. And then, bam. I'm now mature enough to let that be done legally. And so it's just been a part of me to have freedom of time, freedom of control, and then be able to live out purpose. For me, entrepreneurship is less about money and more about purpose because you can make money at a 9 to 5.
No,
There's 6-figure 9 to 5s. There's 7-8-figure 9 to 5s. But for me, the freedom to express myself through purpose and creativity, serial entrepreneurship addresses that as well.
Okay. So we also got Fresh here, and you know I'm saving the 2 proprietors of who brought us all together for last. But maybe I can go to you, Fresh, because once we met, I immediately started tapping into everything that you was doing, and you be everywhere also. Like y'all act like the pandemic didn't even happen. So I need to know, like, what made you? Music is obviously a connector of people. Also, you know, people hear a song and it brings them back to a moment in a day that they had 10, 15 years ago. So what kind of got you into that, and then what makes you a dreamer also?
What got me into it was just a upbringing in music altogether. I have a huge family, 10 aunts and uncles. Pretty much all of them talented musically in some sort of way. So they had a band growing up. And of course we was lugging around equipment, setting up drum sets. You better get it right too. So I came up just knowing music, and I started playing the drums in church. Then got to the piano. And when I went to college, I started making beats.
Okay.
And once my little athletic career was over,
so you gonna be my next boxing match then. So I got 2 lined up already.
I mean, look, man, line them up.
He's sizing them all up.
Lightweights, bro. All right, we got
They been in the wrong class.
So you just admitted it's weight classes.
Yeah, lightweights. We lightweights, bro. That's
Well, all y'all lightweights.
175 to 275 is lightweights.
Oh, man.
I got 100.
Man, we ruined his dream. Come on, bro. Go ahead.
Nah, but so as soon as that was over, I had to get into something else. So I just decided naturally that DJing was the next step. And just like you said, man, it was just a capturing the room, being a person in control, and being able to take people to wherever I wanted them to. So that's what got me there. But ultimately, getting back to serial entrepreneurship, I noticed at a young age that I wasn't going to be able to do one thing as well. So with that, I run a cleaning business, and I do have a few vending machines as well. So, I mean, Yeah, man, it's just like moving around, man. And then DJing just helps you network too, because it puts me in the room, obviously, with all kinds of people, all kinds of places that have a lot of things going on. So I agree with my brother here, man. That ownership is everything, man. Owning your time. I just had a little daughter, so me just being able to spend time with her and not have to rush back to work is everything to me. So
No doubt. And you agree with me on own your ship. That's what you meant, right? Like
oh yeah, my bad.
I own
You
that.
invented that. My bad. I'm sorry.
My statement moving forward. Like, own your shit. I'm a clairvoyant person with that. So I want to throw it to our two, and I don't care which one of y'all get started.
For sure.
So, I think all of you have been connected through these two brothers here in some form or fashion. So not only is it an honor and a pleasure to have them here again, they spent time with us in the studio before. I think the time we spent in the studio was a classic episode. If y'all haven't listened to Poor Horseman episode with Pretty Fly Society, please go do it. This is going to be more tame. So, but let's just kind of talk about you two and your process. I don't care who wants to get started. I know y'all don't come as a tandem, but y'all are a tandem. You know what I'm saying? So I want to, just kind of get people some insight, and then we'll just kind of go around and just talk about some details. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, honestly, the first thing I want to say is this is dope, like getting y'all together. You know what I mean? My first time meeting Tajay was over the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like I just was scouting. I'm going through, I know I'm bringing something to the city, and I know that we're not done. And when you know you're not finished, I've been sort of connecting people like this my whole life. Like this is actually what I do. Like I recognize the bosses, and I'll engage you to see temperament wise what type time you on. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out what type time everybody on because I know where I'm coming from. And when we bring something like this to a city that I've said this to all y'all on the phone, or I've either said it to you face to face. There's so much happening in this city. There's so many talented people from Texas. We just met. Shout out to Dorian Renard from Butter. This dude's from Beaumont. But like he's from Beaumont, Texas, and he out in L.A. doing crazy, amazing things. And then we're here, all y'all doing crazy, amazing things. All XSR show, Essential Grooming Company, the Guild, we in it. HTX Fresh, like these relationships should have been cultivated, in my opinion. And a part of my dream is a part of what it's always been. Was sort of like have my own network, you know what I mean? Similar to like Revolt, you know what I mean? I'm a big fan of Puff. I'm a huge fan of Dame. Yeah, facts. And being on the business side, you always need the one, like you need a talent, you need something. And then I happened to get a brother who wanted to be an actor and shit. You know what I mean? Like this is how this happened. And even when we was in college, like all of us. If y'all went to school, y'all know y'all was the mans at your school. You know what I mean? Y'all know that in most cases in college, if y'all don't manage, everybody sort of link up together. And we did that. It wasn't like that in the beginning. It was beef at the beginning, but...
so this is the real boxing match.
There you go.
I figured it out now. We finally got it.
It wasn't even this. It was two of our other homeboys.
Okay.
It was a boxing match. We was lined up.
Yeah, for sure.
We were ready to go.
Yeah, I don't really have too many problems with Cash just because I could just feel it beforehand. You know what I mean? And I respect Cash grounds. Like, I understand who feeling me, who not. Pause. But at the same time, like, my major dream is to see what we doing now become regular without us being here. Like, I want fellow like African American men to look to their left and their right more often instead of creating more competitors, because we only hurting ourselves, whether niggas believe it or not. You think you winning, but you only hurting yourself, because if you ain't bringing along your fellow man, then what are you doing exactly? You know what I'm saying? What exactly is your purpose? Because the bread, once you get it all, what you gonna do with it then? You know what I'm saying? You're not bringing nobody along with you. So I felt like this city with all this talent, with all these creative people, I felt like if I could get us to come in a room like this and just sit down and hear where everybody coming from, you'll start to hear the similarities. And if y'all start to hear the similarities, you will no longer have to say, man, I wish I could just find like-minded people. Yeah. You found them. We in the room right now together, and we got an opportunity to do something amazing at the end of February. Both of us. You already got yours. It's going to go crazy. And then following right up, which we going to support beforehand, and then follow up the support. So ultimately, man, that's my overall dream. It'll continue to be that way. I'm trying to have y'all connect and realize we don't really got to go against each other to make shit shake. We can work with each other. For sure.
That's basically it, man. We into nation building. And with that, you got to move a lot of sucker shit out of the way when you're trying to nation build. But no, I got into acting 2016 from the military, and before that, college football and just different ventures that you do post-college. But really, man, I've been hustling and dreaming since I was a jit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Since I was a kid. I try to think like I'm into animals and how animals behave and like their programming and their purpose and stuff like that. And some of the things like survival of the fittest that helps them survive. So I try to think like even when I'm dreaming, I try to think like an eagle or a falcon or an osprey, like any one of those type of birds. Hawks, they're just on some shit. They're completely on, like the phrase hawkeye or eagle vision or eagle eye that accounts to the fact that they can see miles. I mean, they can be up in the sky thousands of feet or miles. I don't want to be misquoted. But they can see a rat or a cat on the ground, you know what I mean? And they can swoop in and just grab that sucker and be out of there, you know what I mean, before anybody can even clock them. Furthermore, they can see beyond the horizon. So they can see a storm is coming, you know what I mean? And they can see the storm coming. They can compare that towards the terrain they're in at that point and say, all right, well, this storm coming, that's going to flood this water basin right here. The river will flow down here. All the animals, the deer are going to scurry over here. So all these fish are going to flow down this river. Boom. Oh, it's a pool right here. Oh, bet. So when that storm come over here, I'm going to come over here and feast because that's where all the fish going to end up an hour later. So I always been on that type of time, and bro is the same way. You know what I mean? 2 peas in a pod. His mama say that. If my mom was still on this plane, she'd say the same thing. But that's how it happened, man. Just trying to see what are the voids, what are the new waves that haven't been discovered yet, what's needed. And that's where Fashion Week came from. And that was honestly bro's creation. Like, we had another art tour. We had a big event called the Creative Canvas Art Tour that we used to tour the country with. We started partnering with Paul Mitchell School on that. We partnered with, like, I think Grey Goose a couple of times. Just different things.
A bunch of companies.
Yeah. And at its biggest, it could be like 300 to 400 guests in like a huge building, art and creativity everywhere, spoken word performance or a fashion show or a car art show. I mean, it's like 8 or 9 different mediums of art going on at once. I'm walking around interviewing artists with a camera crew, you know what I mean? Leveraging my celebrity or my momentum to these artists. He's in front of the live audience interviewing other artists. I mean, it's just creativity going crazy. And we did that for like 3-4 years and toured all over the country with it. And bro was like, we missing something. Like, it's something bigger. It's just another, like, it's just something bigger. I was like, bro, I don't know what's bigger than this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than putting on a channel or creating a channel out of it. Like, I was thinking about Creative Canvas, and he was thinking about, like, now we can make a week of disruption and inclusion and diversity out of this. So, yeah, man. Bro, I've been hustling this, like, since a jet. I remember being in Miami, hustling like you know what I mean? But trying to figure out other ways. My mom was on my ass. She was a activist, hella woke, hella conscious. So she was finding my work and flipping out and stuff. So I had to find alternatives. And Miami Beach was just a rich harvest for all Miami boys, you know what I mean, and girls. So I used to slide down there, man. I observe, people watch, and I noticed, man, these people love their cars. They love their dogs. They just love certain things. They love their dogs. These rich people love their dogs in Miami Beach, and they love them more than they love some of their family. Man, I put on that suit and tie, which like I was born in a suit and tie. My mom been dressing me in a suit and tie. I rode that damn country-ass bus, 2 of them, to get to Miami Beach. And I would walk around Lincoln Road, Ocean Drive, Collins Road, and I print out these flyers, a dog walking. I print out the flyers that you could paste on shit, and they could rip off like the little pieces. Call me. My mom helped me out. She was like, "You attractive looking man, young boy, put that on there." You know what I mean? Put that on that bitch next to a dog. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is calling me, offering me $150 a week, $250 a week, $300 a week, and then they just got to know me.
No doubt.
You know, and that was my strategy. Like, how do I just get around some wealthier stuff? Not just financially, just mentally and emotionally. Yeah. Because they got a lot going on that other side. So how do I find out? And then how do I bring that to my community and be on some Robin Hood shit?
And that's where this can go. Because before we started, there was a conversation around networking. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that, what he was alluding to, can lead you to there's a difference between networking and ear hustling.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my mantra. Like, you can get into spaces and you can ear hustle a lot, but you won't get anything out of it. So what do y'all consider networking to be then? What is actual networking? Because clearly this is networking.
Yeah.
But what is it in the jungle, so to speak? What is it in real time as a black man attempting to be in a space sometimes that aren't our spaces? So what does that look like?
I think sometimes it could be like a gift or a crap. Or do y'all feel like everybody is able to network? Do y'all ever notice that
that's
some
a good
people,
question.
they just not good at it? You know,
Anybody.
I don't want to discount the suffix, the work part.
Yeah, the work,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? And I think that the way we made up testosterone, the way we made up trauma,
Yeah.
your partner did that and your mama did that and your uncle did that. I think we got so much of that prevent us from even getting in the net. And we be 0-1 deep. I got this dolo. I don't need now. And I think that's a huge inhibitor.
No doubt. No doubt.
If I could actually speak on the networking element, which I think is one of my stronger suits. You got to understand that there's a natural skepticism that exists. Like, I'm just talking about how to do it. I don't really know about the ear hustling. I'm just talking about how to actually network. Everybody is skeptical about all types of shit, especially if they ain't never met you. But the people who know how to network, especially if you're moving genuine, you got to accept that already. Like, I accepted that there was a potential that Tajay wouldn't respond. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't doing it for no popularity contest. I really do this. So if you receive what I'm doing, then I'm like, all right, I'll make room for that. It's almost like already being an empath. You know what I mean? Being empathetic to the fact that you are just trying to meet a stranger. And what you hoping for is that once y'all both start talking, like you said, you're not ear hustling, because if a hustler is going to hear ear hustle.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
A hustler's going to hear. You're going to be like, yo, I do
What's
that.
going on?
I do
Right.
that. So how can you make it real? And that's, Breon, that's one thing that, matter of fact, how even we got in to do with Angelo, to come in here and do that episode with Angelo, I was like, yo, I'll make it real for y'all. Like, how quickly can I make it real? All right, bet. Let's get Tajay. Let's do this podcast. Let's do this right here. So Bruh can see. Damn, this cat hit me on the phone, and 2 weeks later, I'm sitting down next to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's already actionable things that are put in place for me to cut through his skepticism. Yeah. Because the longer I see you being like that, I'm like, oh, you the fool. Because I'm showing you how real this shit is. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't see through that, then that means that I'm not supposed to network with you, because I think that the streets is two ways. When you step up to somebody, you got to remember what you got to, what you bring to the table as well. You see what I'm saying? A lot of cats step to it like, bro, I need everything that you got. When in reality, bro, you already got the juice and you just trying to share it. You know what I'm saying? That was my play on things. I'm like, I think if you ever networking, if you ever building, and you in a room and you actually trying to be good at it, sort of lose that fear of what they gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Just be strong in your purpose, which talks back to Joe, what Joe said, purpose. Just be true in your purpose, and whatever this is going to be is going to be. So that's more so where I'm coming from with that networking. Okay.
Yeah, I think most of the networking, man, it's about the residual outcome. It's like, how can you build on that later down the line? So like I say, initial conversations you may have with somebody, and they may present something, and you may not be ready for it, just because, like I say, we strangers until we actually build together. You know what I'm saying? So you might hear something, and you might be taken back a little bit. But when you sit back and think, or even if you get time to bond with an individual, that creates a relationship that you probably wouldn't have had otherwise, right? Yeah. So now when you are in the same space, you in the same, hey, hit somebody. When you're in the city, hit them up. Hey, I'm in your city. Let's link. You know what I'm saying? Build that rapport. And when you do that, then you can build that relationship. And now these conversations are making most sense. I can see where homie coming from. I can see what you're talking about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, okay, now we on the same wavelength. Let's make something happen. You know what I'm saying? So from what he's saying, I'm like, when you networking with somebody, don't be timid. Don't be shy. Like, really say what's on your mind at that given time. And then kind of give them a minute to be like,
Digest.
Yeah, you say digest.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Yeah.
Give them something to think about later
doubt.
when you get off the phone. You know what I'm saying? When you
Yeah.
get off the phone, give them something to think about. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what networking is.
No doubt. Now, Fresh, what you think, man? Because people cut like DJs, y'all are you live in a unique space.
That's a whole nother
You know what I'm
world.
saying? Y'all live in a
Yeah.
unique space. So for you, it's different. What
For
do
real,
you
they
think?
are the network.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all live in a unique space.
But DJ's also very. Well, I'll let you. It's cutthroat and shiesty told you. It reminds me of barbers in a way.
It is. It's
Oh,
weird.
man, that's why he want to fight me already. You know, I got 3 fights lined up. I got 3rd.
Bro, every time you go to a new bar, they be like, "Oh, who cut your hair before me, bro?"
Right.
I definitely get that.
Hey, why they
Yeah.
do that shit? Like
It's
that?
weird,
like,
man. It's
They definitely do.
They definitely do.
it's two sides of the coin. Like on one side it's a family, you know, so everybody kind of moves in one type of way and they communicate together. But on the whole another side it's just weird. It's kind of like a fraternity. Like you got to get along. You got to play this game to network with people. And I feel like in today's day, it's too much expectation in the situation. Like you say, give somebody time to receive what you're talking about and see if what they got going on can even fit in their life or they planning what they want to do in their direction. So it's a lot of swag, it's a lot of ego you got to fight through. And I think it's an art to it. Like he said, he was built for this. And just being able to empathize with the situation that, they're going to have that when they come and meet you because, I mean, you got the trauma from what you done grown up with, you know, from people doing you bad and screwing you over and under the table with, you know, so, you know, it's just, it's just, you got to grow. You got to grow that thick skin of an entrepreneur and just being able to just fight through all of that. But man, it's for me, the end goal is what get me through it. Cause naturally I'm a introvert, you know what I'm saying? I don't like going out, and it's crazy that I'm a DJ and saying that I'm an introvert.
That is wild. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I like big crowds at the same time. Like I like rock, I like being in control. But
You don't like being in the crowd. You
I like being on
set the
top
vibe
and
for y'all,
just let
for
me
sure.
control from back here real quick. But in order to get to those situations, I realized, okay, you gotta go talk to somebody and you gotta tell them why you that person, and you gotta be confident when you go do that. So, you know, I had to kind of transform into this extrovert at the same time. So
Shit, I actually I DJ for a little while.
shit.
What was your DJ name?
FM, like the
FM,
radio
okay.
station, DJ FM. But only reason why I bring that up is because like I feel like I can speak on it a little bit. You get a lot of posturing with the DJs. You know what I'm saying? Because it's for one, it's the girls. You know what I mean? You got like there's a lot of elements to take in when you're trying to network and with other DJs. For one, you might be fire. You know what I mean? And if you happen to be more fire than him, a lot of guys don't got the intestinal fortitude to be like, yeah, bro, step up and be great. You know what I mean? Because for some odd reason, we feel like if you are being great, then that means I'm not. And that's not the truth. That couldn't be that's the furthest thing from the truth, actually.
Or that it's a threat to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, somebody else's greatness is a threat.
It's not. It ain't never really been. And but for full transparency, that's not only in the DJ world. That's in the barber world. That's in the creative director space. That's in the acting space.
It's in basketball. That's in
It's
art.
in basketball.
That's in
Me
music.
and Angela, I'll never forget. We was on set for a project we can't speak on, but there became this fake like beef over this girl. And we acting. We're like acting. You could see the other actor though get in his feelings. And me and bruh just chilling, like, yo, your girl gonna do what she gonna do. Only problem is she not yours. You know what I mean? Like we on set right now. You supposed to be a professional. You could just see these cats, man, and it also, like, especially all us is gonna make it. Like I could just flat out feel it. So I'm gonna speak as if, like, if you seen someone else in the room on some shit, you could tell early, like, oh yeah, bruh, his energy is a little off. And that's gonna hold you up. You see what I'm saying? You gotta be able to play ball with multiple people. It's a thing about the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even doing it to bring up sports, but Melo gotta, you know what I'm saying, humble himself to be out there with LeBron. Yeah. Russell, all of them gotta be like, yeah, we that man's, but bro, that man. That don't make you no lesser one. You know what I mean?
I see it being a two-way street as LeBron gets older as well.
Exactly.
He like, I gotta carry less load and be able to have more people I could trust on the team. So it's a two-way street. You know what I mean?
100%.
Okay, so we brought up a number of themes that led me to this question. how do we change it from competition to collaboration? Because it sounds like there's a lot of, hey, you fire. How can we push someone to be better? You know, someone may be looking at you. Like, how do we change it from being competitive to collaborating?
The ship.
Yeah.
The ship. You gotta. Everybody that's at the table gotta own something because they gotta be confident in what they already got. That's why that's the only reason this could work. If we was in here looking at somebody else's shit like we wanted it, it'd be a problem. But bruh own his. That's his. He ain't got no worry about that. That's mine. Joe, me and Angelo, y'all, it's yours, and that's the comfortability that you need. That's the only way, in my opinion.
I think a huge part of it is, like you said earlier, networking is a two-way street, and a lot of the times people don't. Like in the instance, like I'm when I meet a good networking opportunity, I'm trying to do more listening than talking, because I know at the end of the day, if we're catching an energy link or a vibe pause, I know we're going to exchange information. You'll have opportunity to go to the website, Instagram, see what I got going on. This is my opportunity to listen and see where I can pour into what you got going on. Like and if we were networking, like say I meet bro at one of his events or vice versa, I'd hear him speak on his mic at his event. I'm like, oh, he a like-minded individual. Let me see if we could approach each other at the end of it. Or me and Frank get approached a lot that way at our events as well. But it's mainly a lot of people talking about what they doing, what they trying to do, what they can do, where they at, because they looking at it as like, they're excited. Let's pour into each other. But a lot of people don't realize, and I think most networking is active listening, so you can figure out where your Venn diagram of hustles intersect. It's like, oh, I do this, bruh does this. Oh, I know cuz who could help bruh open his, what's the name on that side of town? Well, shit, let me link him. Or let me vet him out, see if you're a real one like I think he is, and then I introduce him to cuz. You know what I mean? It's all about listening. A lot of it is, and a lot of it too, I think is, not to derail from your question, but just moving out to LA recently, like maybe like 2 months, 1.5 months or something like that. And you see where a lot of people get kind of lost in the sauce. I'm 31, so it hits a little different. 31 physically, but mentally and emotionally, I feel like we all on another level versus how we appear or come off. So it's not gonna really happen with me, but I see it on the regular how it happens. People get to LA, they're new, you know, he or she may be an actress, music, whatever, but they're new, they may be attractive, they got something going for them, and they instantly get a buzz. But that buzz doesn't turn into work, it just turns into a whole bunch of Hollywood-ass stuff. Like, you in the section with Usher, and you over here, and this actress likes you, and this casting director wants to, you know what I mean? People take you out to lunch and all that, but that's gonna last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, maybe a semester, like you touching down to a new school.
No doubt.
And after that, if you haven't flipped that energy into some work, you know what I mean?
Right.
You're not gonna catch a net. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Yeah.
Since y'all keep thrashing my industry, for one of them, I was taking this webinar for barbershop owners, and guy said that the worst mistake barbers make, and then I will convey that to any person,
Okay.
is to not see the lifetime value of the client.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Get caught
Yeah.
in the moment of the
quick dollar
exchange.
Quick
Yeah.
Right? And so acknowledging that this social sport is a human need. Every relationship you have has lifetime value if you let it. And to just treat these relationships like they can be valuable for a lifetime.
Yep. No, that's facts. That's facts.
That's hella fire there.
I seen that in the barbershop
Yeah.
yesterday,
Yeah.
bro.
Seriously.
I was at the barbershop yesterday. They had a sign, man. They was
Person
saying,
with a son, his son is gonna, your child is gonna
Yeah.
grow up and gonna have children and go join a frat and go.
Yeah.
And his hair gonna continue to grow
Yeah.
for as long as his
Facts.
testosterone allows that to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as long as you don't get that male pattern.
15-minute lick.
Yeah.
But then,
No doubt.
excuse me.
no. Basically the same thing, bro. Like the customer don't need you. You need the customer for the
Exactly.
most part. You know what I'm saying? Like they can go anywhere. This is your bread and butter. This is your passion, and you got to treat it like a business at all times, man. So
Yeah, I mean, I treat this space like this because I know I don't have the dopest space in the city, or we don't have the most expensive setup, etc. But what I will do is make sure that when you hear we ready to record, we got refreshments. We gonna make sure that what you wanted set up is gonna be set up, and it will treat you like you in LA, like you in Hollywood. Because what happens often I see is that if you don't value that $1 that comes in, you won't value that 10,000 that come in. You know what I'm saying? Every interaction leads to another interaction, and every experience may lead to another experience. Like y'all may come in here today, and be like, man, you know what? That studio wasn't bad. I might want to do a podcast, and I would hope you would give us a look.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing that because I want y'all to do that. I just know that that's how business works.
Exactly.
You know, you got to be in a space to where you meet people where they at, and you make sure that you provide whatever is necessary during that time, because it's always a value exchange. It always will be. People who say that they don't get something out of that network, they're lying. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just them knowing you, that's they got something out of it. So I'm always in a space where I say, hey, I may not be able to give you what you need, but I will find someone who can, and then on the back end, hopefully we have an opportunity to work together. Because that's how it is. I mean,
See, that's because y'all both got y'all
top
buttons.
button. Yeah, top button.
That's why
Top button
that's
talking.
why I'm trying to get there.
and I'm stealing all of his phrases. I'm telling you, Joe, you better get on one of these other pods, because I'm telling you right now, you gonna get on. Joe and I, we follow each other, and luckily we all follow each other now, and y'all gonna hear these 3 things come out of my mouth over the net. Put the camera on me. Y'all gonna hear these 3 things come out of my mouth. I can promise you will hear this.
Yes.
Ownership.
Yes.
Own your ship. That is gonna happen.
Yes.
Work is the network. You will hear that. And I gotta work on, he went down the trauma conversation.
Yeah.
My trauma is gonna be terrible. So I'm telling y'all now, anybody who knows LP, it's gonna be on my personal page, Poor Horseman page, Guild page, might even be on Facebook. I'm gonna be telling these stories. Joe, I appreciate you giving me this, bro. My button's gonna be so tight.
You giving me this.
My button's gonna be so tight. I'm telling you, man. So, but I do want us to wrap talking about just Fashion Week in general.
Gotcha.
So maybe Frank, I can throw it to you,
Okay.
and then we can just kind of talk about what Fashion Week will be like, what people can expect here coming up September 22nd through the 26th.
I guess when you chop this up, let me see if we can get them that video from when we did Atlanta, so that you can let it play.
Bet.
Yeah, so that, like, you sort of said already. You sort of said it already when you said you want them to feel like they're in Hollywood. That's exactly what we bring into Houston. It's a true Hollywood feel, interviews, red carpet interviews, but it's the execution. So like how you spoke on, our execution is second to none. As you're going to see people flying around, you're going to see Breon flying around. Like, everyone that's in position, they're confident and they're comfy in their position. So what you can expect is models from Atlanta and Houston. We already casted the models in Atlanta. We selected 30 models that we bring in over here. We got a model call tomorrow, which we're hoping to at least bring on another 50, because we would like to have about 80, you know what I mean, total running around the city. Okay. You can expect a lot of y'all, like red carpet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to bring the businesses together. It's Fashion Week, but people know runway shows. There is another one that we're doing, display style. So if you've ever seen Yeezy Season, where when the models, instead of them walking the runway, they're doing choreographed movements. We got them practicing that, and we're going to do that Friday on the 24th. And when I pass it over to bro, you just sort of go down the schedule, because my dog is way more fluent to me when it comes to speaking and shit. I'm a dude that does it. I can do it. You know what I mean? My guy Angelo can lay that shit out and talk to you about it. But when it comes to Fashion Week, one of my major things that I would like to share with the city of Houston is that we understand how attracted you all are to a name. I totally get it. We felt it already. Y'all like names. Y'all like name brands. Y'all like well-known things. And our partners who we partner with, Aloft Hotels is a well-known brand. Paul Mitchell's a well-known brand. Goin' Brothers is the largest hat company in America. We did everything we could to give creators an opportunity to not just be around us, because we understand that naturally people aren't going to just be attracted to us. They're mostly attracted to what you have and what you can do for them. I 100% understand it and respect it. I'm not bothered by it at all, but you can't find out about it if you're at home. So if you hear somebody talking about Boutique Fashion Week, if you're a model, if you're a designer, if you're an artist, if you're a barber, if you're whatever, Boutique Fashion Week is for you. And not so much that you got to be a part of this one. It's just come see what's happening in your city, because our objective is to bring all the creatives together in Houston, the bosses, and we're not afraid of anybody. So if we in your market, it's because we want to honor it and treat it with respect. So before I wrap up and pass it to my dog, I want to say thank you to the city of Houston, Texas, for always showing us love. We've been coming here, like I said, since 2015. I want to shout out Fresh on hella love, pulling up, being on time, you know what I'm saying, communicating with a complete stranger. Y'all don't understand how rare this is because strangers don't do what we doing. So there's a purpose why we all together. I believe that, and I really think if cats put their brains together and just I want to see somebody else win, the city will win, and that will benefit all of y'all insurmountably. So that's thank you to Tajay, thank you to Joe, you know what I'm saying, thank you to Breon, thank you to the Poor Horseman podcast for even letting the kids come up here. Everything has been beautiful this whole time. I'm exhausted now. You know what I mean? We've been flying over here, been over here 4 times already. You know what I mean? Hosting events, meetings, people. Shout out to Going Brothers. They've been flying over, coming with us. Our corporate sponsors, they don't even have a store here, but they trust in the brand so much they fly out here with us. You know what I'm saying? And they show love. Right, everything has been going good, and I can live with the result already. So I'm not concerned. And I said this on the phone to a couple of y'all. I'm not really concerned about turnouts. I've already won. This was my objective right here to connect the businesses. But the city will have missed an opportunity, and we definitely need the city to see that, bro.
So, man, I don't know what else to say besides what you done said.
No doubt.
I mean, because when you look at it, man, we talking about Paul Mitchell School. So one of our corporate partners, biggest cosmetology school in the world, it's fair to say. America in the world.
Facts.
Gorham Brothers, #1 hat company in the U.S., arguably the world.
And domestically.
You know what I mean? And domestically.
Yeah, they're getting busy overseas, too.
Aloft Hotels, one of the most recognized hotel brands in the country. And look who's running it. It's 2 black men.
Yep.
Those are big-ass entities that trust us with their name brand, with sight unseen, with their product. Any dreams or visions we come up with, they're like, cool, how do we make it happen? It's us and our families, our moms, our sisters.
Cheers,
you know, appreciate y'all. So if that don't make you want to come check it out, I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we're bringing it to Houston. Not only we bringing it to Houston, but we've come to Houston 4 times to show y'all what we're offering to this community. We tapping in like men of respect should when it comes to a new area. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then so forth and so on. Every February and September, we're going to activate a new major American city for Boutique Fashion Week. Boutique Fashion Week is spelled Bovtiqve, Fashion Week. You'll see why we spell it with V's when the magazine comes out and all the other stuff happens. But, yeah, there's a master plan in place, man. It's all about nation building and Robin Hood and disruption.
No doubt.
Come check it out. Opening night, we at the Aloft Hotel. Yeah, opening night is going to be insane. We're at Aloft Hotels. That's when all the models, designers, branding partners, everybody has to show up, pick up registration, tap in, be fly, look fly, feel good, and network and build a dream. And then Friday and Saturday, we're at Paul Mitchell School, correct?
We're at Paul Mitchell School on Saturday, and then the Deluxe Theater on Friday.
Correct.
Yeah, and then Thursday we trying to put something special together on Thursday.
TBD. Top secret, can't tell you yet.
Can't say too much.
But no, check it out. BoutiqueFashionWeek.com is V's instead of U's. Boutique Fashion Week on Instagram. Check it on out, man. Get your library card. Check it out.
And before we get out of here, I want to make sure everyone else, let everyone know where they can find you. So maybe Fresh, we can start with you. Go around the room where they can get your information, Instagram handles, all that good stuff. And we'll have it in the video also.
Okay. All socials, man. HTX, DJ Fresh. Everything.
Instagram at Frank, FRANCK_MILLE. Of course, the mothership, Pretty Fly Society. It's all spelled appropriately. And then Boutique Fashion Week, like my dog said, at BOV as in Victor, TIQV as in Victor again. efashionweek.com is the website, and then at Boutique Fashion Week is the Instagram.
Okay, cool. All social media, man, you can find me at Bird the Bank, BYRDTHEBANK. If we talk in the art agency, that's All Access Art Show, allaccessartshow.com. If we talk about marketing services, it's birdcreativemarketing.com.
That's what's up.
Instagram, I am Dapper Joe. The grooming company is Central Grooming, ESNTL Grooming.com, or at ESNTL Grooming on Instagram. The barbershop at the Heat Standard, or www.theheatstandard.com.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man, you can find anything at www.morganfreeman.com. You can check out all things. Angelo Diaz, man, you can find me at Cubagard on all social media, CUBAGAWD. Also, Pretty Fly Society on Instagram, on the website www.prettyflysociety.com. Get your library card, check it out. You can catch me on ATL Homicide on TV1. I be acting and stuff like that. So I got stuff coming out. You can check it out.
And Zola, if you ain't been to the theater,
Zola,
check it out on HBO
yeah.
Max.
Slight
Yeah, check
word.
my dog out.
One of the wildest
824
characters in
box
the-
office.
Slight
Hit Zola.
word.
Don't worry about it, bro. I got you over here. I got
quick
you over here.
flex.
Go ahead, fresh. Go ahead.
Oh, one more time. For DJ and beats, it's HTX DJ Fresh. And for my cleaning business, it's Nasom Cleaning. Nasom for Not a Stain on Me. I just had to put that out
Pretty
there.
hard, actually.
So
something
NASOM
else.
Cleaning is the
every
Instagram
time
and
Brian rub
Facebook.
his face, you're like, oh, I'm going to take
Yeah,
that.
so-
I'm taking it.
So, and for those who don't know me, you can find me at. So this is a weird name because I play golf, and I like LeBron. So my Instagram is LeBronald Palmer, all one word.
Yeah.
LeBron should pay me because he came out with LeBronald Palmer 14s when he was in Miami, and I know they stole the name from me. I've had that name for years, and all of a sudden they had some shoes. So I want those that money on the back end. Also, studio, you can find us at the Guild HTX, at the Guild HTX, and Poor Horseman podcast, spelled correctly, the Poor Horseman. And like I always say, I'm gonna close out before I get out of here. Like I always say, you'll never see a stain on me. Don't take the work out of network and own your ship. This has been the Dreamers Podcast.
Get my trademark today.